Peace, family. Welcome back to another episode of Words from Yesterday.
Yes.
So before we start, I just want to say thank you for all the feedback, encouragement,
appreciate it
like,
so
share,
much.
etc.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all.
Very encouraging.
And today we got some more fire. And I'll start.
Okay.
So this first one is the Yoruba Proverb. This one says, "I have completed the job is what deserves praise." So again, I have completed the job is what deserves praise. So to me, this one is pretty self-explanatory. And when I think about this one, it makes me think about the men who raised me. It makes me think about my father. My father was and is a type of person where if he says he's going to do something, then he's going to do it and he's going to see it to completion.
Right.
So growing up, if you were to say, "Hey, Dad, the sink is broken," right? And he says, "I'm going to do it," he's going to go in there, and no matter how long it takes, whether it takes a day, a few days, a week, or whatever, he's going to get that thing accomplished, right? And so if plan A doesn't work, he's going to go with plan B. And so when you get out in the world, you meet too many people who want credit and want praise for doing a half-assed job at something, right? And so to me, the proverb is saying that what truly deserves praise is completing and finishing something, right?
Yeah.
So there's another Yoruba proverb which speaks to a similar idea. This one says, "One does not eat I almost in a stew." So again, one does not eat I almost in a stew. So to me, this one is basically saying that excuses are useless, right? And so this one I like to use with people who tend to have a lot more excuses than they have actual tangible results, right? And so if you think about the proverb and you think about traditional times where people had to hunt for food or had to go out and gather food, right? You coming back with a story about how you almost caught the thing that you wanted to catch, right? If my hands weren't so cold, if it was a little bit lighter outside, then I would have got it.
Right.
That's not going to feed you, or it's not going to feed your family, right? Yeah. So you can't cook or eat excuses.
I mean, even in a non-traditional sense, if we look at in this day and age, if it's dinner time and your children coming up to you, or even you're thinking to yourself, "Man, I'm a little hungry," and you're like, "Well, today I almost went to work." Okay, what does that have to do with the actual thing that you need in that moment, right? Which is food or whatever form of sustenance that you need, right? And to me, I have a proverb, an Akan one, that kind of gives another conceptualization to this idea of work. And this one says that the work that can be completed in one day is not real work, right? And so this one to me says that, or speaks to the idea that often I hear a lot, and it says that a good thing doesn't come overnight, right? So the things that give you the most reward, right? The tasks, the labor that actually will help you to produce real results or things that can be beneficial to you, it's not something that can be completed in just one day, in one sitting, in one little instant. It's something that requires a work over a long period of time, a certain amount of determination, a certain amount of commitment, and so on, right? Yeah. I think that's very important when we look at, how we go about doing certain things.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think that's spot on. I think the other side of that is to understand that fact, to understand that good things take time, right? But not to become intimidated or daunted by that. Right? And so this next proverb kind of speaks to that idea. This one says, "Gradual efforts complete a task." It's a Yoruba proverb.
Yeah.
Gradual efforts complete a task. So to me, this is saying that, a lot of times people, when they look at something, they want to do something new, they want to learn, a goal they want to accomplish, they get so intimidated by the size of the task, right?
Yeah.
That they find it hard to even start, right? So this proverb is saying, just take one step, and then take the next step, and then take the next, right? And this proverb and this idea in general is something that you see throughout the world, right? And so there are at least like 10 proverbs that come to mind which say the exact same thing. There's a popular Haitian saying or proverb in Creole. It says, "Piti, zwazo fait nich," right? Which basically means little by little the bird builds a nest. So it's the same idea of incremental progress, right? There's a few other Yoruba proverbs. There's one that says, "Slowly, slowly is the way the snail climbs the tree." Same idea. There's another one that says, "It's bit by bit that the rat eats the leather."
Yeah, there's an Akan one that says, "En kakra, koko ben no minsu." And it's like little by little the chicken drinks the water, right?
No, absolutely. And even going to the other side of Africa, there's an Oromo Proverb which says, "It becomes full moon bit by bit."
I like that. I think that this other proverb I have even speaks to that idea in another context, and it's an Akan Proverb, and basically it says, Woyɛ denden awia na wotumi didi nwunu. And this one basically says that it is when you work hard in the sun that you are able to eat in the shade, right? And so to me, it speaks about that labor of bit by bit in order to achieve something, right? Because you know, it just, I think about a farmer, honestly. Like a farmer's in their farm every day, you know, pulling weeds out, you know, watering all of their crops, doing X, Y, and Z, just tending to them over and over again in the middle of the day with the sun beating on them. It's after that, over a long period of time, that they're then able to go and harvest, you know, what they've grown, and then go enjoy the food, right? In the shade and the comforts of their own home and whatever. You know, and that's, to me, that speaks to a variety of different things. Like when you're building a business, right? It's after you face all of those challenges over and over and over again that you're able to then say, okay, wow.
You can reap the benefits.
Exactly. Look what I've built. Look what I've done. I can enjoy this now. Right? And there's another proverb that speaks on the other side of it, and it says that if a lazy man is in want, he comforts himself with death. Right? This is another Akan proverb. Right? If a lazy man is in want, he comforts himself with death. Right? And so to me, this says that, you know, if you're that person who doesn't want to get up, if you're a farmer who doesn't want to get up and go and deal with your crops every single day, weeding them, whatever it is you must do, when it's time for you to harvest your food and eat your food, what food are you going to be able to eat? All you're going to be
hunger.
Exactly. All you're going to be faced with is death, right? Because you're too lazy to do anything.
Yeah. So there are two proverbs which parallel both of those that you mentioned. So the one that you mentioned about the farmer and the sun and the shade brings to mind another Haitian proverb which says, if you sit, you swallow what you are given. Right? So again, if you sit, you swallow what you are given. So it's the same idea on the other side. Basically that if you're not a part of doing the work, right, then when it's time to reap the benefits, you just take whatever's left.
Exactly.
Right? You don't get any preferential treatment. There's a Yoruba proverb which speaks to the one about death, which says, a lazy person's illness is not soon over. And so that could be physical illness, right? So if you catch a cold, there's work that you have to do to rid your body of that cold, right? But a lazy person is going to remain sick because they're not willing to do that work. Illness could just be, in a more general sense, like the trials and tribulations that you go through in life, right? So a lazy person is going to remain in the same exact spot, battling with the same things because they're not willing to do the work to get themselves out of that situation, right? So I think overall, all these proverbs that we're listing from different cultures are speaking to the importance of work ethic and hard work, right?
It's a natural part of life that you honestly can't avoid. Right. So it's necessary that you choose the appropriate mindset, the appropriate attitude to face the plethora of challenges or different versions of work that you're gonna face. Exactly.
Yeah. So we don't want to give y'all too much, and we'll be back with some more proverbs next week. So again, like this video, share it.
Please do.
And if there's any topics that you feel like you want to discuss, please just drop us a comment.
I'm trying to get paid, take money,
like
cash
that,
checks.
right?
You see the set, that's Lash, that's Dex.